Hi everyone, Chris Petri. I'm excited to be here today. Let's do some watercolors. Let's do mixing colors in watercolor. As watercolor artists, whether we're just starting out, whether we've been around for a while, 5 years or so, and we're kind of still learning a lot of new things, or whether we're a seasoned pro, 10, 15 years, and we're, professional level at this point maybe, we can't underestimate how important color mixing is, because really color mixing can really make or break a painting real easy. And so, whether you just paint for fun and you like to give your artwork away, or you're painting professionally and you're going into galleries and planning on going into galleries and doing shows and things like that, you want your paintings to look the best they can. So let's talk about, I'll just put everything into one video, whether you're just starting out or whether you're painting for a couple years, or even if you're, quite a bit into painting for a while and you're already getting up to the level where you want to go into shows, or you're already doing some shows and exhibiting your work out in the world and so forth. Let's just kind of get everything in one video, one quick video here. I wanted to kind of keep it, brief and not get too long-winded here. So the first thing is with mixing colors. I've found over 15 years now painting watercolors. I found probably the best thing, beginners and on forward, having a great color wheel can be really incredibly helpful to you as a watercolor artist. So here I just wanted to say that this is the best one I've found. I've bought probably 10 or 15 color wheels over the years now, and I find that this one is the best one that I can definitely say without a question, to me, is the best watercolor wheel. And it's called the Hal Reed Analogous Color Wheel. Basically, it works really incredibly well. What it does is you have your dominant hue. So let's say you're going to make a painting and it's going to be mostly the color of blue. This color wheel will tell you and actually help you to plan your painting according to having a mostly dominant blue color painting, all the colors that you can use to enhance your artwork and your painting. So if your dominant is blue, we see here that the complement to blue is orange. So here it even puts the colors in the correct balance. So if your color's mostly blue, blue-purple, blue-green, that would be your amount of paint and color. Then you can have small amounts of discordant color, which would be the yellow and green, or the red and purple, and then a larger amount of the complement color. So it gives you the amount and the actual colors themselves for your color scheme in your paintings. And of course you can adjust from this. You don't have to follow this exactly, but this is just like a base starting point when you're doing color schemes in your painting. So here, the great thing of this color wheel is it moves. So let's say now you want to change your color scheme in your painting and you want to go with a red color scheme. So most of the colors in your painting are going to be red. Well, then we know with this color wheel, it's already sets us up and it gives us the amount of ratio of different colors we can use and what colors themselves. So red, predominantly red, dominant hue in your painting. You're going to mix lots of oranges and red purples into the mixes, but the red will be the dominant color. Then you're going to have your complementary color, which you're going to put into your painting, which would be green. And this could be actually blue-green. So here in the bottom you can see that each of the colors are given by the actual name. So BG is blue-green, R for red, O for orange, and so forth, red, purple. So you adjust your color wheel and it gives you all the other colors you mix into your composition. So suffice to say, this is a great color wheel. And then on the back, as an added bonus, you have all of your color information on here for anything that you're as far as artwork goes, painting, Even this would go into film if you create films and documentaries and motion pictures, whatever. This would be the accepted accepted norm and rule of working with colors. And what looks best for over hundreds of years of research. These are the colors that everyone in any kind of industry that works with color, these are the standards. So here, you know, you also have interesting breakdowns with the information of hue, value, chroma. It gives you the history of some of the different color wheels that are out there in use today, some more popular than others. And then this, another great thing is this has the actual colors according to, if you were to go out and buy the colors in tube paint, you would buy these colors in your tube paints, and that matches this color wheel on this side of the color wheel as you're using it to mix and change your color schemes in your paintings. Great color wheel. There's also another fantastic color wheel I found. This is the Quiller wheel. Again, these are available online. You can get both of these color wheels online. And again, the same thing, just this color wheel goes into all the specific colors, how they work together to create beautiful compositions. It goes into all of the different gray mixtures and neutral mixtures you can get while using your color wheel. And also too, on the back of this one is a fantastic amount of information on all the properties and information on colors, color mixing, and so forth. So those color wheels will always serve you tremendously if you're an artist, painting and watercolors, oils, acrylics, and so forth, as well as any kind of media that works with color. All right, so let's start out here, just a quick demonstration of how we can make color swatches and how color mixing can be very simple, and especially for the beginners, you can have a real fun time with color mixing, and it doesn't have to be too difficult. So let's call this color swatch denim. We'll just give it a name, denim. This could be you're painting some blue jeans, or maybe some upholstery in a painting, something of that nature. Here we're going to go into some cerulean blue, some cobalt blue, some French ultramarine blue, and some mineral violet, which is purple. So very simply, we just go in, and what we can see here is that as we go in with our paints, we can make a nice color swatch here. And all of these colors work beautifully together. They're in the same family of colors, the cool colors. So if you're new to color mixing, then you know that when you mix colors of similar in the color family of the cool colors, blues, greens, we could add a little bit of green into this too. I'll take some Viridian green, maybe even some sap green and some olive green. So the cooler colors, the greens and the blues, you can mix those in, and you will have a fantastic time with mixing colors. You're not going to get any unpleasant colors when you do this, because you're mixing in the same family of colors. You can also get a little more variety in the swatch and do a little blotting. Alright, so we call that denim. And again, we mixed a little bit of Viridian green and sap green into that. But for the most part, cooler colors, all cool colors, and when you do that, you can get a really beautiful mixture of colors, and you're not going to have problems with muddy looking colors, let's say, or colors that really become unpleasant because of overmixing or mixing of dissimilar color families, let's say. Now we can go over and let's do another swatch. Let's do this one let's do something interesting. Let's do, let's say this one is like a sand color, like if we're going to paint a beach or maybe a mountainside or some earth colors, or maybe something even different, maybe like some sort of fabric or something, whatever it might be that we're creating in our artwork. We'll take note that if we use all warm colors now, so the first color was, let's see, we got raw siennas here. This is more of a transparent. First color was yellow ochre. Raw umber, which is going towards more of the brownish color. And then we have a little bit of burnt sienna, which is more a brownish red. So let's try these colors. Again, if we're staying within the same color family, we should have a real fun time mixing our paints, and we won't have much of a problem. So the first was yellow ochre. Now we got some raw sienna, some raw umber, and a little bit of burnt sienna, which is kind of towards a reddish brown. And let's even go in and do some burnt umber. Burnt umber is brown, sort of like a reddish gold color. And there we have it. And we can do a little splashing for texture. And we can also take a tissue and do a little blotting to get extra added texture there. Okay, so now we can see that if we stick with the warm colors, we could even go in with some red, some cadmium red. So cadmium red added to this. We can see that you still have a really pleasant look to the swatch, to the color mixing, because we're sticking with that same the warm colors, the warm hues. So this is always a safe way to go if you're creating paintings and you want to do lots of variety in color mixing, but you don't want to get too far out there and make some unpleasant looking colors that might not turn out so good. You might have had that happen on some paintings. That's no problem. But even if you want to mix some colors and mix some neutrals and gray colors, we're going to do that now. So now we'll just go in and we'll do a quick, this information here that you're looking at, this is all covered on those color wheels, because those color wheels explain kind of the concepts behind how colors are mixed together to make other colors and grays and neutrals and so forth. But let's get in and we'll just do a quick swatch. And as you know, if you followed my channel for a while, I do swatches all the time, and I encourage everybody to create these when you have some downtime or you're not too busy. You can make some color swatches. I'll do 3 here, and these will be our we can get some neutral gray tones with some color swatches. So let's do that quickly and just see what kind of results we get. Alright, so we'll do complementary colors. You've probably heard this a lot. For those that are new in watercolor, you might have even heard those terms, complementary colors, water complementary colors. They're basically colors that are located across the color wheel from each other. So if you have a color wheel here, complementary colors are across from one another. So reds and greens are across from each other. Yellow and purple across from each other. So those are complementary colors, and when they're mixed together across this way, mixing these two together, in between those two colors you're getting a neutral color. So again, the color wheels explain this, and let's start out. We'll do a alizarin crimson, which is a red, and then we'll go with a viridian green. So these are 2 complementary colors that we can mix together and get a wonderful gray color, a wonderful neutral tone. Here we'll wet the paper a little bit and we'll let these 2 mix together. And you can make these wider if you want, and the effect becomes a little different when you make these wider and you do more of a slower joining of the 2 colors. You can get more interesting looks at the gray tones in between. But there's the two colors mixed in the center, and you're getting a nice gray, beautiful gray neutral color. So complementary colors make beautiful grays, neutral tones. And let's try another. Let's try French ultramarine blue. And orange, cadmium orange. If you want to know the colors I'm using, you simply type into YouTube Chris Petri, my palette, Chris Petri. And when you type in my palette, Chris Petri, in the YouTube search bar, you'll see my palette and all the colors I use. And I list them all out. And I also have a cut sheet if you want. If you just email me at chrispetri@att.net, I can send you that in a PDF form so that you'll have the hard copy of my colors that I use, and I list them all out on a couple pages. So here again we're looking at the grayish colors we get when we mix two complementary colors. So blue and orange are complementary colors, and we get a beautiful gray in between, and we can use that for shadows or different variations in our paintings. Let's do one more. Let's do mineral violet, which is purple. And we'll use some cadmium lemon yellow over here. And we'll mix these together toward the center. And we'll get a nice grayish neutral color. Now these look good like this, but once they dry you really see some beautiful effects. So maybe what I'll do is I'll try to, let's see if I have my other swatches I did earlier. Here we go. So this would be some swatches I did earlier, and you can see the beautiful effects. So once it dries it looks incredible. So you see the gray colors, the neutral colors in between the complements there. And this was another one I did earlier, and this is another fantastic thing about watercolor is it has so many varieties when you're working with watercolor that you get all kinds of really interesting effects all the time, and it changes every time too, because you know it's not an exacting medium. There's always a little bit of creativity that happens when you use watercolors without even trying. So these are the other swatches I have, and you can see there too the beautiful grays you get and the neutral colors you get when you're mixing those complementary colors going down the swatches here. So as you can see, you get some beautiful mixtures of colors, and they're very pleasant looking because they're not getting too many colors involved in the mix, just those two complementary colors. So mixing complementary colors really works great for your neutral colors in your paintings. And I hope this is helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, color mixing, it's fun. Color wheels help out a tremendous amount, so if you can get some color wheels, you'll be really ahead of the game on figuring out what your complementary colors are with mixing grays, as well as just all the different combinations you can use. Okay, we'll see you next time. Great work and happy painting.